Now, let me start this video with a question. My question is to Nigerians. When will we ever get to our breaking point? Why do we just follow these people like zombies? No matter the pain they inflict on us, we'll just find a way to manage through it. How long are we going to keep managing? People are dying in the street of hunger. You go to a family, you see them literally crying because there's no food to eat. And every day these politicians come up and say we are working towards making things better. The moment they say that, they go back to their covens and make things more difficult. Electricity tariff is about to increase heavily with 350%. And they say it's band A for those people that are getting like 20 hours and above. But we know it's a lie. Why men slept? These guys will go and make sure that everybody pays that money. How many people get light in Nigeria 20 hours and above? And this is supposed to be a concern to Nigerians. But do you know what's trending? Bobrisky has been arrested. That's what's trending. They have arrested Bobrisky, mother of Lagos. That's what's trending. We pay attention to frivolities. Why these people? And they understand, the truth is that they have understood us so well that they know that we will never react to anything. So they carry out anything they want to do with impunity. They don't care. They know that any which way, nothing will happen. And then they are using the student loan whole bill that was signed into law by the president to celebrate. We celebrate mediocrity. For those that are celebrating, have you sat down to look at what is in those bills? Yes, it might be easy to get the student loan. But what happens after you are done with school and you have only 2 years to pay back? What is the employment status in Nigeria now? How many graduates have gone out of school and got employments in good places to work? How many of them? You look at it and you just know that this thing is a failure before it even starts. There is no plan to cushion the difficulties. You are saying everybody must go to school. You have increased school fees heavily. You've removed subsidy from education, and you are using Student Loan Act to cover it up. And you see Nigerians celebrating this mediocrity. It's quite unfortunate that we are in this place. Little wonder a pastor once said, divide this country, let everybody face front, because it's not working. And you come out a few for protest, the military they now take power, laws into their hands. So much impunity going on in this country. Let me first start showing you the video of the pastor, the military, and when I come back, we'll continue.
Please go to my house. If you hear my voice, I'll go round. You understand? I'll go round. Please, I'm begging you now. Go to the house, please. Please go to the house. No, it is not my clue. Your grievance now is a minor thing here. The message has been passed everywhere.
Now, this what you're seeing here are people that actually came out to protest. You know, air out their agitations, their grievances about what is happening, to them as a people, and the military is chasing them back. The fundamental human right of actually coming out to speak truth to power, say what you feel, has been taken, the freedom of speech taken away from them. And this is the impunity that is regularly going on right now in this country.
You look at the country and say, what future? If it goes on like this, what future? If it goes on like this, civil war is imminent. If it goes on like this, military intervention is imminent. Do we want to go back to that? No, something must happen. I have always believed that something must happen. Do you see the way we pray in this church? Make Nigeria one. We don't pray. Nigeria is not one, and it can never be one. We are different nations tied together by force. We should still be one country, but let everyone govern himself the way he likes. Are you hearing me? Let the Niger Delta have their oil. Let the East have their resources. Let the Yoruba people have their resources. Let the North have their resources. Let them manage their security. Give them state police. Let everybody guard his borders.
Now you've seen it, right? I just want to drive our attention to that place so that can actually see the impunity that is going on, the terrible situation that is happening in this country, and how that we sit down and we look at these things and we are helpless doing nothing. We keep managing this frustration, we keep managing this suffer. How many people can pay the present bill and they're about to increase it? The student loan, how many people will get it at the end of the day? The policies that they're always coming up with, some of them are good. But what happens to the implementation of these stuffs? What happens to how to cushion the effects of the hardship of those policies? Nothing. They just stay there, talk, enjoy big life while the people remain in abject poverty. You will see what will happen to this student loan. They will now, family and friends will now be the ones to be able to access it. Then they will move further to make sure that you must belong to their party before they even give it to you. And eventually, it will just be a few, because always they bring these things to find a way to actually embezzle. Fraud, theft is about to happen. The same way they keep telling, we are trying to give people 25,000, Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, that we have seen the highest level of criminality just in the past years. That is the same thing that is happening. And I love the fact that there are some people that are actually saying this, calling a spade, saying it the way it is. And that is why I like Hussein Rifai. Any opportunity he has, he brings out his mind. It doesn't matter whether you like him or not. It doesn't matter whether you agree with him or not. The truth is the truth. And it's plainly spoken. And that is how it's supposed to be. This Student Loan Act is the highest deception there is. Because at the end of the day, these people have increased school fees, and how many people will be able to access it? And after accessing it, and you have 2 years to pay after service, how do you now pay? How many graduates come out every year? How many employment are there in this country? How many of them are employed? How many of them are employed with even the ones that are employed? What is their salary like? So how do they pay back loans? Who is even going to grant these loans to them? Is the person a sincere person? We have already seen that the government is filled of a lot of people that are double standards. So at the end of the day, it's pocket mechanism they are going to do. Let me show you what Rifai said, and when I come back, we can wrap this up.
My stance on this student, loan thing has always been, it's just going to create another debt cycle in the economy, money that cannot be accounted for. Even in better climes, when you have better economic prospects, the student loan challenge is a problem. I think it was Joe Biden in America that's been trying as much as possible to be able to cancel a lot of the student loans, because students can definitely not pay them. And these interest rates keep piling up, and this debt with a lot of interest. If my memory serves me right, I think Barack Obama just cleared his couple of years before he became president. What I will favor, what ASU has been favoring their argument is, continue with a system where the tuition fee is highly subsidized. Because if you are saying, okay, you want university autonomy, you want them to be able to charge effectively and all of that, how can you then charge appropriately? There are many schemes to be able to make the university system work. In other parts of the world, there's a great deal for endowment. You can use endowment model and all of that. They said this is also going to be funded by some level of endowment. But have it in such a way that the tuition works for people, highly subsidized, then they can go through the wrong, rather than making them incur debts. Also, I hear that people that have businesses, it's going to be 10 percentile of their profits and all of that. I mean, how can you even adequately assess their profits? So there are many bottlenecks, but the truth is the law is a working document. When we start to see it, we'll see how apt is it. And also hope we're not going to have the shenanigan of it's man, no man. It's based on party affiliation that we can process your documents. Is there going to be an independent system, to be able to check through this malaise and all of that in our system, because we know how it goes. Largely, if the government says this is the way to go, kudos to them on it, but I don't support the student loan scheme, and I have my doubts about it.
You've heard it right. Wouldn't it be better? All this student loan you are shouting and everything, you still subsidize the school fees. Let students be able to go to school. Because they keep removing the measure and putting in something that is unworkable. You ran and went to go and remove fuel subsidy. And right now you have used backyard and put it back. And you are still coming out to say fuel subsidy is gone. Lying to the people. Why we know that you have put it back. Because after you removed it, how did you cushion the effect of that thing? No way. You always go and remove things without thinking about the new policies you are putting in place. Is it workable? We are in a system where no matter how good your plans are, there are people, the vehicles that you are using to drive in that plan. How sincere are they? How competent are they? Do they have integrity? At the end of the day, they will do a sharing formula and then they will eat the money. You will find out that a lot of people will be out of school instead of going back to school with this student loan. This is how they went to go and do dollar own. Dollar started flying. Thank God they have used money now to press it again. And people don't even know that they are pressing it so that the naira can come up. And the naira have started gaining value. Look at the cost of goods in the market. They are increasing. They are getting higher. And we celebrate. A system that don't want anything good for the people. Everything about these people are anti the people. When school fees was 30,000, some people could not pay. You remove subsidy. School fees went to 100 and something thousand. Some people will stay back at home. Then you now said, okay, we are bringing student loan. Student loan that you give the money out. How are you sure it will reach the student that is applying for that loan? How many times we don't see this loan something when they reach anybody? They chop up. No, be 25,000 they say they will share for Nigerians through Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs. We up to today. We never see, they can't talk say 2 point something million Nigerians don't collect. And up to today, we never see 20. All we hear a scandal for behind of money with the thief. So how will this work? This is scam, this is fraud that is about to happen. And the intentions might be good, but the driving forces will make sure that this thing don't come to limelight. That is where my problem is. So I would rather the subsidy was even there. Then declare, Nigeria don't reach stage where we're supposed to say primary, secondary education is supposed to be free. Make sure that these public schools are well equipped with good teachers. Then when you get to the tertiary institutions, you now reduce the cost of schooling. That is how you can help people to go to school. You want everybody to go to school. How many of them can afford good education in Nigeria right now? Is it the government schools that are wacko? Then in the tertiary institution, you want to go and remove education subsidy. And you are coming with loans. This country is a joke. I'm telling you. Let me drop it here, guys, because I really love to hear what you have to say about this. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Turn on the notification bell so that whenever I drop a video, you'll be the first to be notified. I'm obedient and I'm useful. I hope you are. Fingers crossed. Let's keep holding them responsible. I'll see how it pans out. God bless you. I'll see you next time.